Hello everyone, what's happening? This is Forgo Nation, and today we're going to put Winter Soldier up against Black Widow. Battle of the Speed. Who will come out on top today? And what we're going to do today in this run is we're going to use the max teams for both characters. So it might not be fair. I don't care if it is or not. Whatever characters you can put with other characters, we're just going for the max team. However, I think it does end up being fair after you look at these builds. So the first team that we have here is Black Widow's team. Now both Winter Soldier and Black Widow are going to be using Nick Fury because he's the best leadership for both of them. He's going to give 50% increase of all attack. He's going to give the 55% damage dealt to super villains. And we'll try to use the attack buff here, the 80% all attack buff, when we can. Pretty damn difficult, but we'll try. And we're going to use Taskmaster here. Now Taskmaster is going to be used for both Black Widow and Winter Soldier. With Black Widow though, all she's going to be getting is this uniform effect here. The increased damage to dealt to superhero types by 40%. We're going to be taking on Scarlet, which wanted to do something different instead of Corvus and Proxima. So we're going to take on Scarlet Witch. And we need a buff to superheroes, which Taskmaster is giving. Now, for Winter Soldier, Taskmaster is also going to be giving this here. Because Winter Soldier has the Weapon Master Ally tag, he's going to get the guaranteed critical rate, which really isn't that big a deal. But he's going to get this increased skill damage by 25% and increased bonus damage by 20%. Because Winter Soldier, he has the Weapon Master Ally tag, but he doesn't have any skill damage in his Tier 2 passive. And skill damage is like guaranteed critical rate. If you have a character that has guaranteed critical rate like Wolverine and you put Coulson with Wolverine, you're not going to get the guaranteed critical rate from Coulson. Same with the skill damage. If a character has a Weapon Master Ally tag and they have skill damage and you put Taskmaster with them, the skill damage will not stack on top of each other. But Winter Soldier doesn't have this. So he's actually going to be getting the 40% damage dealt to superheroes, and he's going to be getting the increased skill damage by 25%. Max team, max team. I could put Mystique here. She'd give 45%, but after you look at Black Widow's build, you might think it's pretty fair just the way it is. Now, Black Widow has 45,290 physical attack. We'll keep that number in mind. She has max attack speed. This crit rate will be maxed out from her third skill. She has 162 critical damage. She has max ignore defense, max skill cooldown, and max dodge. So she is running a CTP of rage, so she's going to have the max crit rate and the max dodge for the entire duration of the fight. She has all 5-star Urus. I would put Urus in here, but there's nothing that would help her at all. She needs more critical damage, and since there's already double critical damage here, I can't put other critical damages in here unless I was to slap Odin's Blessings, which I don't have any available, so I can't do that. And all of her skills are at 6, and her third skill here is what's going to give her that extra crit rate. You only need 40% crit rate to max out her crit rate, which is awesome. She's got the 35% all attack buff here. She's got the 35% all attack buff here. This uniform really is amazing for Black Widow. Plus they increased her physical attack on her passive, which is nuts. So again, we'll take a look at the physical attack. She has 45,290 physical attack. Now let's look at Winter Soldier. Winter Soldier has 40,600 physical attack. So he has 5,000 less physical attack, well, almost 5,000 less physical attack than Black Widow. That's a pretty massive disadvantage. He has 123 attack speed, he has 63 crit rate, he has 198 critical damage, well 197 actually. He has max ignore defense and max skill cooldown, so he does have more critical damage than her, but his crit rate's really high. He is rocking a CTP of energy, and that's going to be a big difference between these two. He has all 5-star Urus. And again, we have a few slots here. They're not amplified. No extra Urus there. So pretty close to the same as Black Widow. And you can see in his passive here, he has no skill damage. So Taskmaster passive will apply to Winter Soldier. And one big difference between these two is Winter Soldier has all defense down. That starts off at 10%, stacks up to 60%, lasts for 5 seconds on his Tier 3. Black Widow's does not apply to World Boss. So she's at a big disadvantage right there. She doesn't even have any all defense down. However, the big difference between these two is this guy has a CTP of energy, she has a CTP of rage. It's going to make her a whole lot easier to play. Plus, Winter Soldier's survivability is a massive issue. he does have to take damage to do more damage. And in this run, that's actually going to work out because, well, we're not going to be using any mind control. The resist is too high. Our mind control wouldn't work at all. So we're just going to be running with damage dealt to supervillain strikers. So that'll be fine. And just timing this 4 and this 5 is extremely difficult for Winter. He has a stage 7 overdrive set, and this is something else. She has a fully awakened Iso 8 set. This guy's got a stage 7 overdrive set. He has a CTP of energy. He has almost 5,000 less energy attack than Black Widow. And her uniform was at legendary. His uniform's at mythic. I didn't even look at that. You can see the uniform options. You got attack speed, physical attack, ignore defense, dodge, and some more physical attack. You can see she's got that fully awakened Power of Angry Hawk set. She's got the CTP of Rage with the max ignore boss damage decrease by 60%. And she does have a legendary uniform. So, you know, she's got legendary. He has a mythic uniform. Not much difference. But, again, she has 45,290 physical attack. And he has 40,642. Like I said, almost 5,000 less energy attack. Using a CTP of energy, that's a pretty big difference. So Black Widow's actually got quite the advantages, but Winter Soldier still has that all defense down. So let's go into World Boss here. And you can see my Conquer level is at 32. And we're going to be taking on... Oh, no, not that one. Here, come on now. Get it together. We're going to be doing stage 59. And you can see that the recommended is 378. I only have 112, so my control strikers suck. My Valor is good enough, but that's it. So in the first run, we're going to do ladies first. And we're going to do Black Widow. And we're going to throw in anti-venom because we want heals. And we're going to use the exact same strikers for both of these guys. Now, something to note is when we do Winter Soldier's run, we will be using Captain America, and there's a good chance that Captain America applies all defense down. If he does, it could hurt Winter Soldier's all defense down, but the thing is, Winter Soldier's all defense only for 5 seconds, and so is Captain America's. So the chance of those two colliding are pretty slim, and I want that extra 12% damage dealt to superheroes. I actually did a run with and without them, and I really couldn't tell a difference except I was actually getting a little bit more damage with Captain America. So we're going to run the exact same strikers, and you definitely want these guys because they're going to offer damage dealt to superheroes as well as super villains. So we're getting an extra 48% damage dealt to superheroes. So let's get into the action and let's rock and roll. Now, when we're doing these runs, there's obviously going to be a lot of variables as far as when I land the procs, if I keep the procs where they belong, if I can get a hold of Scarlet because she likes the iframe a lot. She's a real nightmare, but what I like to do is I run around, try to get in a space where there's no red, no nothing. Get in front of her, now run away. You don't want to get caught in that because that will freaking kill you. Run around, do a little zigzag, and whenever she gets in front of you, hit the attack buff. Then I switch to Black Widow. I use her 4 for that immunity, and I'm trying to get that proc to trigger. And when there's 2 seconds left on the proc, I hit the 5th skill. I'm going to let that 5 play completely out. As soon as the helicopter drops, I hit the 4. And the damage is insane, guys. Stage 59 is really, really good. With no all defense down, that is really, really good. Now right here, it gets a little tricky. Okay, watch out. There we go. And Scarlet will do the same little maneuvers over and over. You really want to try to stay... There, I got frozen. You really want to try to stay away from the red. Very difficult. She is an absolute pain in the rear to take on. However, with Black Widow, you know, you have the type advantage, and Black Widow's just safe. She's super, super safe. With that 6 seconds of immunity, that long iframe on her 5, the tier 3, I mean, she's just really safe. Now, you don't want to get caught in that. That has penetration. That will destroy you. Now, we're going to wait. There we go. Now, there, I just went ahead and ran out. And that's something else that's nice about Black Widow. She, you know, especially with Rage, she has all that extra dodge. Sometimes you can just run through things and she'll dodge their attacks, which is really good. That also helps your survivability having that Rage. Here we go. Come on. Okay, so now Scarlet's going in her next phase. What I like to do is I just kind of switch my character. That way my main one don't die, and I try to run out of reach. And you'll take a lot less damage on the outskirts of the screen. You can see I didn't lose Taskmaster. We took a lot of damage, but we didn't lose him. If you do enough damage to Scarlet when she's doing that, you can take her out of that phase. But at this point, it's pretty tough. So I just like to play it safe. Here we go, here we go. Come on, girl. Alright. Every time Scarlet does that big red circle, get the hell away from her. Okay, so now you want to get in the center here. And this is what it is facing this girl. It sucks. It sucks, but very difficult. Oh my god. But with Black Widow, it's not too bad. With Winter, it sucks. It's bad. Come on, here we go. Here we go. And again, I mentioned this before, but I just love that we have that training mode. Now I'm gonna get in one of them queues, shrink myself, get in the center. Now stay there. Wait. Now we can run out. And that's how you tackle that little obstacle right there. Always go in the safe zones. Try not to let the swarm of insects hit you. Always stay wherever there's no red lines or anything like that. It's a lot of maneuvering around, making sure you're in the right locations. I mean, oh man. Plus you have so much going on with the strikers coming in, but we're about ready to clear it. There we go. Okay, so 1:49. So it took her 3 minutes and 11 seconds to do stage 59. Now let's see what Winter does. Alright, here we go. Let's do it. Try to run around. Try not to get caught in any of the cubes there, because those things will pretty well murder Nick Fury at stage 59. Seriously, it's like one shot. It's ridiculous. Okay, luckily Nick's pretty fast on his feet. Old guy can move. Well, actually, I guess the young guy, this is the young version of him. Here we go. And Winter, you can see Winter's got power. I mean, this is still stage 59. That was no all defense down, nothing. That was just his 5-4. Without even having damage accumulation that first attack. Although we did have Nick Fury's buff, but still. I mean, this guy's got power. Winter is strong. But man, his survivability is a massive issue. You have to play him. See what happened in this? That didn't happen with the Black Widow run. Sometimes those red lines, those rays, they will move on you, and you have to move yourself according to where they're going to go. It's pretty tricky. It's pretty tricky. I'm not going to lie to any of you. Doing this took me a few tries. It was actually fairly difficult. Way more difficult than Black Widow. And you see the damage I've taken? Here we go. Come on. Okay, we need to get out of there. Get out of there. And even when you're in iframe, whenever she's shooting that ray out at you, you can take damage. And you see there again, them red rays moved. They don't center around her. So it makes it pretty difficult sometimes to stay where you need to stay so you don't take any damage. But look at the power of that thing. When he hits that tier 3, especially having all that all defense down, it's insane. It's obvious. I mean, look at this. Even with a CTP of energy, even having almost 5,000 less physical attack, even having the extra buff from Taskmaster with the skill damage, Winter is still stronger than Black Widow. However, Black Widow is a whole lot safer to play. Now, in another game mode where there's all defense down doesn't apply, this might be a different story about who's stronger, But here, I think it's pretty obvious. But keeping this sucker alive is a task in itself. Oh my lord. Come on. Come on. And you can see I'm kind of playing a little bit different. I'm playing a bit more conservative with Winter. And I always try to hit that 5 and then the tier 3. The damage is nuts. And there the all defense down didn't even get applied. Okay, now there I switched. And that's what you do. I just switched because I froze. We're going to lose Taskmaster. No big deal. See? That's why you want to let yourself get shrunk and then get in the center. Although you don't have to shrink yourself, but it's best if you do. It's a lot easier to avoid those attacks if you do that. Come on. Now here, 2 minutes and 13 seconds left. So he did it 24 seconds faster. And we were doing a lot of switching around. I mean, Winter definitely has more power, but Black Widow is way safer. So if any of you would ask me which tier 3 to go for, my humble opinion, I would say Black Widow. Just because they both cost the same, she's a whole lot safer to play, and she's going to be getting another uniform soon. However, so is Winter Soldier, so that's something to think about. You know, whenever his show comes out, he could be getting another uniform as well. So let me know in the comments what you think about Winter Soldier and Black Widow going after each other. And I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. Y'all take care and have a good one.